Hey, what's going on? Good morning. Welcome to another morning broadcast where we meet weekdays, 9 a.m. Eastern, to discuss our game plan for the day. So, this has been an interesting market. January, February, coming into March, we've seen a decline on the indices, and we're constantly being hit week after week. So, we've had to change our approach. Last year, there was more of a rally. Beginning of the year, the indices were moving sideways, and then after the tariff announcements, we had the DeepSeek AI announcement, and that upside pressure from the uncertainty in Washington and the economy. It has caused indices to go on multi-week decline. All right, so we want to keep that big picture in mind. So as I've been saying this almost every day now, any rallies on indices at this point are opportunities to short. Again, at the end of the day or at the time of entry, price action and volume is key, right? But everything from a macro perspective, slowing growth, uncertainty in Washington, and other things, is all of that is pointing to a decline. Okay. So upside pressure, basically upside pressure. So those rallies are likely to be short term. But the more we pull back, this correction is setting up for another rally. Okay. Potentially, right? The indices are and were overbought. So as they pull back, as we have this correction, it sets us up for another leg. Okay. So my approach has been, it's shifted from a sector, theme approach to I'm looking for individual stocks, particularly low float, that have a catalyst, that have significant volume, that have significant news. Okay. All right. So let's jump into it. All right. Quick look at indices. You all know. You've been seeing it. We've been on this decline here. A few names that popped up on the scan we'll talk about real quick, and then we'll move over to some of the sector related names. So RDFN, this one pushed based on a catalyst of it was an acquisition, like a $1.7 billion acquisition. So this one it popped on the scan. Another one is TRVI. This one popped this morning on phase 2 data. And just recently we had BRDX. And I mean, recently, like just within the last, 30 minutes or so, that one popped. And if you're in my group, or if you've just been with me for the last few weeks since we started in January going live, you'll see the setups, you'll see the scalps here, the scalping opportunities that have popped on these. We're looking for momentum stocks. So therefore, we're looking for these moves that they have fresh news, or these tickers that have fresh news. Then they give us some momentum scalps to take advantage of. So BDRX was one that just popped up on the scan and gave us some opportunities. Okay. Good morning. Good morning. I see everybody popping in. Thanks for joining. If you enjoy the stream, please like that. Please smash that like button. It helps out. It helps out with the stream. And if you're enjoying this, please drop what you're looking at in the comment section, and we will get to it together. Okay, let's make some money this week. So BDRX, RDFN, TRVI were of interest. We had some others that popped up on the scan, but those were. One more was MLYS that popped up as well, but it ended up fading. So this one here popped, squeezed up, scalp opportunities here, and then end up pulling back to VWAP and fading. Okay, so all 4 of those were of interest this morning. All right, now let's talk about some that have some ideas that I'm bringing over from the previous week. So RGTI, we talked last week. RGTI was in a decline with the overall market, with the NVIDIAs of the world. This is a quantum computing name. So RGTI was in the decline. We had earnings that came out that pushed it down, and then I pointed out the fact that we could have a potential reversal play, and actually gave us a reversal on Thursday, and then there was a continuation on Friday. Now RGTI is pulling back to support here around this $9 level, $8.90. But if you look at, overall, it's in a downtrend. We've had a short-term recovery. So I'm going to be watching price around this support level to see if we have a setup for another leg higher. Okay, so RGTI is one that is something I'm carrying over from the last week, and we'll see if that gives us something there. I want to just keep in mind when I look at the higher time frame, right? It's a higher time frame move, and we had a reversal on the 4 hour. But if we look at it from the big picture standpoint, it's still overall it's just been in a downtrend. It's bounced from this support level, strong support level. So we'll have to keep our eyes open. We don't want to marry the long bias, right? It is set up very well for another long, but we'll act if we see our final confirmations. Okay, so that one's there. We have Mara as well that I'm bringing in from last week. Something similar, decline, push higher, and then it started to move bullish there. All right, so that's Mara is one that is on my radar as well for something similar, right? Look at RGTI and Mara, similar situation, similar setup there. Okay. All right. Another one from last week, XPEV. All right, we're looking at XPEV. So XPEV has been it's been trending, creating new highs. Here we discussed on, I think I started putting in the game plan about Thursday, and it pulled back, gapped up on Friday. We had it tried to pop, failed, and then continued higher. Then now it's gapped down to previous levels, Thursday's high. So let's see if the continuation will happen. So we get price action and volume, then we may participate there. Okay. All right, let me check the chat. What are y'all looking at? BLBX. What you got? Let me see. Ooh. Okay, so that one's faded. Did that happen? Yeah, that just happened. Yeah. That one ended up fading. Yeah, that one looks like it's done, man. If you want to, sometimes if there's a catalyst that makes sense, I'll hold on to these that pop and then fade. But some of these, you have a catalyst comes out, news headline, an algorithm picks it up, boom, you see a pop, and then there's a correction. If it's not something that appears to be a catalyst that will drive people to trade it. So that's what this one looks like. But you can set alarms because at times you may have a recovery of VWAP and another leg higher. All right, so we're looking at Amazon. All right, I think that's it for small caps. Let's look at what you're looking at. Let me know, and we will review it. So we talked about, so we got Redfin, BDRX, and okay, so Rocket Companies, this is the company that is buying Redfin. So we see Redfin popped, right? And then now it's pulling back. So Rocket Company is the one that's actually purchasing them. Okay. And it's so there may be some volatility here. So we see the drop there. So this is going to be the resistance level to keep an eye on here. This could be a potential short here, but if not, this I would look at like the 13, see like the 14 area, and if there is a break, then the next level up would be about like 15 or so. Yeah. Okay. So these are levels of interest here. Okay. So if there's a pop, it's underneath VWAP, maybe it shorts, or you never know what happens. The price action and volume may be there. It could bounce there and then head up towards 15. So 1450 and then 15. Okay. So it dropped all the way from 16, gap down. All right. I'm going to run through these tickers real quick that y'all are dropping in the chat. Yeah, this buying and holding long right now. I'm not a long-term investor, so use your best judgment. But with all the uncertainty, we're just seeing these names in a strong downtrend. If there's a consolidation, like if there's a range and then a breakout, that may be a sign, for something longer term. But trying to time the bottom here, you have to really know what you're doing. So right now, just multiple days dropping, shorting. Okay, on Amazon. So I know that everybody's looking for the bottom because that's gonna these pullbacks are gonna offer better on cheaper stocks. So, but it's just looking at price action at the end of the day, volume, and what's going on in the macro. Okay. So SoFi overall downtrend. And yeah, underneath VWAP right now. So if you were looking for something similar to what happened on Friday, if you were going long, then you'd be looking at something like this. But overall, it's in the downtrend. So you wanna watch these levels. And if you're shorting, then it looks favorable right now. All right, Uber's in the range right now. I typically stay away from this. It's, for me, in my strategy, it's harder to make money in the range for me. So I typically stay away from these. Yeah, CKPT, I saw it popped up on the scan, but it didn't really have much volume and movement. It's just when the stock is choppy like that, it's not. We want to stay away from it. If it has a large spread, typically want to stay away from it. So that one was up on the scan. If it speeds up, the tape starts to speed up, we have more trading, more volume traded, then I'll take a look back at it. All right, let's see. Why for BDRX we don't have information for float? I have information for float. No? Nope. Yeah, sometimes it's like that, man. Yeah, I don't have it. You're right. Wait. So it has shares outstanding and it's 580. Okay. So the amount of shares that are available to trade will be a subset of that. Will be a subset of that. So we know that it's at least 580 thousand. I don't know if you have that, if you have shares outstanding, but that's something you can take a look at. Wipe y'all feet at the door and smash the like button. Yeah, I like that. All right, so yeah, let's get to it. This is what I'm on. I'm showing up every day, and sometimes the scan looks dead. You come in the morning, it looks dead. All of a sudden, that thing starts lighting up. You have opportunities, right? So try not to get FOMO. Wait for the best setups. Don't get chopped up. Don't marry a long bias. Try to look at multiple time frames. Daily, 30-minute in your entry time frame. If you're trading momentum like we do. Because as you always see, I'll see something pop up, but what do? I'm looking at the macro as well. That way, if I am going to take a long and I'm going against the grain, then I will have targets and I won't be looking to hold beyond certain strong levels. Okay. And if I enter and I'm going against the trend, then I want to have conviction, price action, volume, order flow, all lining up. And that's okay. I remember I was at an event. I was talking to one of the guys, a professional prop firm trader, and I get his game plan. I was getting his game plan, and he would always have a short option and a long option, even if the overall trend favored one direction. So I asked him, I said, okay, for this particular stock, for example, Amazon, we just looked at Amazon, right? I'm just using this one as an example. All right, so we look at Amazon and we see it's overall trending down, okay? But we had a long setup here, okay? So I was asking him, like, okay, this particular stock that he shared, this one was going short, multiple days, but he'll take long and a short side. So he was just saying that, since we're short-term traders, wherever the price, volume, and order flow is at the moment, whoever's the most aggressive, we can take those setups because we can get in and out. Like we aren't hedge funds, So at times we will trade something that pops up and that may fade right after, because we're just taking advantage of the order flow at that moment for the 5-10 minutes that we're going to be in the trade. Okay. But you want to be aware though, of if you're in whatever side you're on, if the higher time frame trend is with you or without. Why? Because if you are with the higher time frame trend, if all these time frames are aligning, then what does that mean? All of these different types of traders are aligning. Okay. So then you can have more conviction. You can put more size on trades, right? You can size differently. You can maybe hold on, or your rules for profit taking may change. Okay. All right. So, overall market is going down right now. It's declining, but I'm still going long because we're finding those tickers that have their own catalysts. So even though some of the themes like the quantum computing theme sector, we were trading long for a while, and then now it started to decline. I've changed that approach. We'll go back to that approach when the market starts to rally. We'll go back to more of a theme sector approach, and we'll mix. But right now, we can find those stocks that are insulated, and that's what we want to do, okay? So discipline. Just wait. You're going to see something that aligns, but we just got to wait. And we don't want to hit our max daily loss before. We don't want to get tapped out before, and then we'll be mad all day if we take something that is subpar, right? And then our real setup appears. Okay. So let's get it. So let's make March great, like January and February were. And let's continue to support each other. Please smash that like button, and I'll see you all later today. We're going to drop a video on how to use the scanner. Okay. All right. Have a great day. Bye-bye. Strategy is nothing. Psychology is a part you need to master. I appreciate that. I appreciate your perspective, man. I do disagree, but I appreciate your perspective because I understand how important psychology is at a certain point. BBAI. That one was in our. You definitely have to master yourself. Oof. Yeah, we were. Man, this is on a monster decline. Yeah, just note that this one is overall downtrend. So see what you need to see. That's all I'll say on that. I think the gap was gap down at first. So yeah, it's looking like it's moving. Let's see. All right. Yeah. So all right, I'm supposed to be gone. All right. Hope you have a great day. Talk to you later. Bye bye.